first started doing this social media stuff, right? Like I never planned on making any sort of like political type content. And I still don't consider myself that type of guy. I'm just talking about things going on in the world. And I don't really enjoy the type of comedy where people just sit around making fart jokes and like laughing obnoxiously. I like to have some depth and some things that reflect real life. So it just happens that sometimes I fall into like this political thing, right? So I knew when all this woke shit was bubbling up, especially growing up in Seattle, I knew as a lifelong Democrat, I would look at that and I'd be like, you know what? I don't really like this. This is really funny. This is really ridiculous. I like making fun of this. So I kind of got embraced by like the right wing crowd, right? And that's not a space where I necessarily ever saw myself being in because as I was younger, I was kind of an SJW. Not the way it is now, but I was straight up like I didn't like conservatives. And as you get older, I think you naturally just become a little bit more. You want to conserve the things you've worked for and the traditions that you're using. You kind of see the decay in the world, and you kind of, like when I see a 35-year-old liberal male, I'm kind of like, like what the fuck's this guy's problem? Um, but as that world, right, as like the quote right wing world started to kind of embrace me, and some of my stuff was getting a little bit of traction, and I was meeting people, I never 1000% felt comfortable in that world. Like something always just felt off and it didn't quite feel like me because, like I said, I've always been like a very forward thinking. I don't want to use the word liberal because there's a certain connotation with that, but realistically speaking, I've always been a very, by definition, liberal guy. So to get embraced by like the right wing social media space was kind of a weird thing for me because like I said, I just didn't think of myself that way. I felt like I got pushed that way by default, right? And it's kind of funny how just a lot of things are coming to the surface now that the woke shit has been defeated, right? Now that all the weird woke shit, like all these right wing people were great allies in defeating the crazy woke lefty shit, right? But I never 1000% felt comfortable over there because something just always felt off, you know? And I didn't know what it was. And I just appreciated any sort of like friendships and tractions, anything that I was getting, or anybody giving a shit about what I was saying to begin with, right? But as it turns out now, it's like all like the Turning Point, PragerU, like the Blaze, all these like young conservative type organizations of where you usually think like, oh, these are like funny, attractive, nice people. I mean, the sad reality is it's all like aipac